Well, y'all, the morning is starting out really rough here. I put the boat in the water and did not put the plug in. So I'm leaned over trying to find the hole back there. I found it. Let me go ahead and start letting some of this water out. Well then, the next problem is my Garmin fish finder is not working. Now I don't know if it got so much water in it, it got into the wire somewhere. I don't know. I want to do some trolling, and I'm pretty sure that the GPS for this trolling motor is working off this fish finder. I'm not sure positive, but we're going to find out. It can make it very rough using this Garmin Force without this actual Garmin unit. So I don't know if the heading sensor is going to work or what, but we're definitely having issues here with the Garmin Force. So once this boat gets a little lighter, we're going to launch here, see what's going on. Let me put my coat back on. It is a blustery, cold, I guess blustery is the right word, November day. Yeah, no Garmin. Go ahead and fire this motor up. That's not the first time I put the boat in the water without putting the plug in. I think I've done it one other time. I gotta say, I don't know if this Garmin is even gonna work, man. I can find out real soon. Either way, we're gonna try to catch catfish today. I know it has a fuse for it, and I bet you I got the fuse up under here where it's hard to get to. Yeah, it's very possible all that water got into something. I still got quite a bit of water in the boat. Let's run out here to the channel and see what we can do. Even without the graph, I need to be able to use a heading sensor and be able to set a speed. Can we do that without this unit working? I'm fixing to find out. I hope so. I've got a low ranch just for to somewhat know my depth, but the GPS is way off on this low ranch, which is why I got the Garmin in the first place. I'm hoping it's something really simple with that Garmin, because I haven't had this Garmin 3 or 4 months. I mean, I got it over the summer. Still pumping water. Yeah, she ain't working, man. I don't like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and see right now if I have GPS. Drop the motor down. Let's see if the spot lock works. Okay, it says the spot lock is working. So I don't know how it can work if there's no GPS in there. So we may be able to fish without this Garmin unit. Yeah, she ain't coming on. That ain't worth the crap. Either way, good news. I do have spot lock, which means I must have the GPS built into that trolling motor. Let's go ahead and get out to the river. Go ahead and stand on the back of the boat and get the last bit of the water out. That much water makes it kind of tough. Adds a lot of weight to the boat. Come on, get out of there. There's a lot of water in this boat. It's amazing what happens when you don't put the plug in. We'll be ready to go here in just a little bit. Probably about 20 more gallons and it'll be out of here. Yeah, there was a lot of water in there. All right, y'all, it's starting to slow down. Good. We're a lot lighter now than we was. Let's head out to this main channel and be glad I've got two depth finders in this boat so I can even find the channel. They are dropping all the lakes, every one of them. And the bite has not been great, so yeah. I figured if the bite's not been great, I'm gonna go to the lake around me that's got the most fish in it to increase my odds. So we are down here. Let's get this boat pointed in the right direction. Some skipjack in the box here, some big ones. And I've even got some bluegill. Caught a bag of them. And we may throw some of that on too. I don't know what these fish are gonna want. Don't have a clue. There we go. We got the boat pointed right. Let's cut some bait. Big ones. On these big ones, these heads are really big baits. I don't know if they're going to want a big bait if the bite's a little off. These are some big skipjack. Big ones. I ain't going to keep that tail. I don't need it. I've got plenty of good pieces in here. Let's get these rods set out here. Man, it's been a day between no plug in the boat and then the Garmin not working. I hope it is simply a power issue, got wet, blew a fuse, because that Garmin wasn't cheap. Tell you what I'm gonna do. We're going to probably throw 3 skipjack chunks and 1 piece of bluegill, just to see what they do on the bluegill. If they do anything at all. They might not do nothing at all on either one of them. Not quite sure how deep I am here. I gotta figure out how to get split screen on here. Right now I'm just looking at my maps. I know we're around 70 foot here. The reason I chose this spot is the 4-wheel drive in my 2020 fix or repair daily exploder is not working again. I had it fixed over the summer. Now that I need it, as they're dropping these lakes, I'm launching on slick ramps. I'm launching off the lake bottom in some places. I don't have it. So this was a better ramp, had that rough concrete. And I'm fishing deeper just because they're dropping the bottom out of this lake. I expect that to make the fish run for deep water. If I was a fish and my home was disappearing, I'd freak out too. Yeah, they do this every winter, drop the lakes for winter pool, and it can deter the bite. Also, very low flow in the river due to drought can deter the bite. We've got that. And it's finally started getting cool this late in the year, finally. So those initial drops in temperatures can make the bite a little tough. So either way, I don't know what we're faced with here today. I know I've got bait. That's all I know. I'm gonna hook this through the back. I get a better hookup through the back. Deep water. I call this lake Watt's Dinky Bar. There is too many small fish in comparison to the larger fish. But there is numbers of fish, so if the bite's gonna be tough, this might be what we need to get anything out here today at all. An old spread 'em planer board we'll drop on here. Spread 'em, spread 'em. Throw that out there. Throw another chunk on. Got the little demon dragon rattler a-rattling. Help wake them up in case they're asleep down in the mud. These fish go in the mud this time of year. I don't really like not knowing how deep I am. I really need to figure out how to get the maps on as well as a down scan. Here again, I was not planning for my Garmin to be out of commission. I'm letting plenty of line out. I know this river gets deeper just from experience farther up, so go ahead and let plenty of line out. Getting a good wide spread here. Cool and blustery, I guess that's the word for it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a bluegill on one. Let's give the old bluegill a shot. I caught him, you know. I don't know if I should pull a head or if I should fillet some off, maybe. We'll do a bait looks about like that right there. Old bass boat. There's no shortage of bass boats in this part of Tennessee. We'll go ahead and hook this old bluegill through the lip there. I've never in my life caught a really big fish on bluegill. Live baiting with bluegill, I've caught fish in the upper 20s, close to 30 pounds. I've never caught a really big fish over 30 pounds on a bluegill in my life, which is pretty much why I don't bother using them. I know guys down on Chickamauga and Nickajack catch good fish down there on them, but I don't have much luck with them on this side of the Tennessee River. You know, I catch some fish with them, but I've never caught nothing big. Now that could be due to the fact that I just don't use it that often. I can promise you the most bites will come on skipjack as far as smaller fish, but you never know what a bigger fish has got a taste for. I'm gonna investigate, see if I can see anything going on in here. Okay, I see a fuse here. Not sure if this fuse is for the Garmin or not. If it is, I don't have this type of fuse in the boat. Tell you what, I don't like trying to take this thing off. It's the hardest thing to unscrew. I'm gonna try unplugging it and plug it back in. Gosh dang, these threads are on there, boy. Wait a minute, this thing might not have been all the way seated because the power, let me see if it works now. I hate that back they've got on there where that thing can come off. That was it, man. This thing was not seated all the way. We've got our unit back. I got the last year where Garmin made this unit that you can just pull this plastic thing and the thing come out of there. Well, they quit doing that because guys was complaining about it flying off down the road. And the only other way to fix that is just pull the thing out of there every time you move here or there. But yeah, it was not locked in there good. So we're back to a fish finder. I'm happy about that. We may not catch jack squat while they're dropping this lake. They're dropping it hard. Way more outflow than inflow. The last trip I done on Cherokee Lake was pretty much a bust. I pulled into an area I normally would this time of year, pulled this big flat with this dual set of creeks coming out, and all I could get was channel cat bites. It got to the point I either didn't have no bait on the hook or I had channel cat stuck on my hook and didn't know it. Come on, kitty cat. Another channel cat. If I was pulling some small baits, boy, I'd be wearing some channel cat out. Look at him, just relentless. Trying to strip it off there. Come on, man. Save some bait left on my hook. I'm gonna have to pull these in and redo them. We keep going, we'll run across the real blue cat. There's an 8 out of 10 chance we will. I'll tell you what, y'all, with all the bites I've had, I really should be checking every one of these baits and probably redoing them. These rods over here just stopped getting bit. That's making me wonder if they got bait at all. These two over here, I'm wondering if I got fish stuck on both of them. Well, there's a little bite right there. So one of them's got a bait on it. Look at them. I think I'm gonna check these, make sure they ain't got fish on them. No. Gonna have to redo my baits, y'all, one by one here. Make sure they're on there. Yeah, I do have a fish on here. Old channel cat. I may have one on this one too. Get up here, old whisker hook channel cat. Yeah, we may have one here too. Gonna have to redo our baits here. Oh, channel cat, bumps all over it. Let's redo everything. If they don't have a fish on them, they probably ain't got no bait. Yep, we got one on here too. Old channel cats. And we'll just put them all in here and check them all, rebait them all. Man, you can't even feel this fish. It's just swimming towards me, but I know he's there. Yeah, he's there. Another old channel cat. Just destroyed them baits, man. Bait destroyers. This one's so young, still got the black speckles on him. Yeah, we're gonna have to start over, y'all. These old dag blasted channel cats. So for a while there, I was only pulling one piece of bait because those two fish had been stuck on there for a while. Yep. Man, I hope them channel cats slack off. This is how you miss a fish right here. You literally just can't see the rod go down. You can't see your boards. I mean, if it's a big enough bite, I'll know it, but gosh dang. Yo, I gotta put them shades on. I can't even see my rods. Costa, which is short for cost a lot. They used to be called cost too much, and their sales weren't that good. So they dipped it down to cost a lot, and it helped a little, but not enough. So they took the lot off there, and now they're just Costa. We are getting close to where I should be getting nailed if I'm gonna get nailed in here. It's gonna be happening here in the next 15 minutes or less. We're in the zone now. It could happen at any time. All right, y'all, we are not catching squat as far as blue cats, so last move to make is deep. There is a lot of contour and stuff down here. I don't know if it's draggable or not. This is a rocky area, so we're gonna find out. I'm gonna try to stay right on the edge of this ledge here, channel ledge. I'll have a couple out in the channel. I'm not used to pulling this deep of water this time of year, but here again, man, this has been a totally different fall. Unlike anything I've ever seen. It just is not normal. All right, y'all, the boat is in 60 foot. I got channel over this way. I'm kind of got the boat on the ledge here. I have never fished this deep this time of year in this lake. Never had to, but yeah. Things are different today, obviously. So we'll do what is required. I'm gonna go ahead and take these cost too much shades off now that I can see again. Yeah, there's a good moon dead center of the boat up in the sky. Pretty high. Don't like it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reach down in here and grab an uncured Virginia ham sandwich. What Virginia ham is, hams that were raised in Virginia, and what uncured is later on in modern times, people have gotten real health conscious, and they want these pigs that haven't been fed these antibiotics and stuff like that. Well, the problem is pigs get sick. And when these pigs get sick, they can't cure them, and so they die. And so they just go ahead and butcher them up. But yeah, it's just a more humane way to get your ham because they died of natural causes. Uncured ham from Virginia. One thing about it, we shouldn't see no channel cat out here. The weird thing is you never see them say where the ham is from unless it's from Virginia. You never see them say Georgia ham, Florida ham, Pennsylvania ham. It always says Virginia ham. Oh, shoot. We hooked up. We hooked up. Yeah. Going downstream, and we're in 58 foot right now. That's got to be a blue cat. Ain't no way that's a channel cat out here. I don't think he's a big fish, but I do think he's a blue cat. "58 foot. Come on up here. Come on up here. Yep, it's a blue cat. Oh, white colored fish. He's so white, he's almost albino looking. Probably hit a chunk because my bait's gone. I don't know, it could have been a head. Get up here. Yeah, he's so white, he's albino looking. Open up that beak and show yourself off here. You're the first blue cat of the day, even though you're almost white. Odd looking fish. Well, we have not been skunked. We did get a blue cat in the boat. That moon's coming up, that could be shutting them off. Oh, yeah, yeah. Stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on. Woo, we got a better one that time. Okay, got some drag coming out. Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna try to slow my boat down. These are on those new owner hooks, so they make me a little nervous because they're small. Yeah, we got a real one out here deep. So far, it feels real. He pulls some drag. Got my boat slowed down a little bit. Of course, the wind's still blowing me. He ain't no giant. I can tell I'm not fighting a giant, but he's a nice one. He's at the top of the water, maybe? Come on up, brother. There he is. He's at the top of the water. Yeah. Well, he's no big fish, but he's hey, we'll just have to take him, man. It's tough out here. It's not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Not a bad one. Wonder if I'll get to see my bait so I know what to hit. He's a chunky one. Old fat gut. Nope, he got my bait. I don't know if I'm getting hit on chunks or heads. The old owner got him in the lip. Yeah. All right now. That's a wide, chunky fish, man. We'll take it. Yeah. Man, he held onto my thumb there. It was such a bad trip, I wouldn't even put that video on the Catfish Are Cool channel. It was a rough day. We could have a rough one out here today. They're dropping the lakes. There is more catfish in this lake than what there is in Cherokee Lake, so. All right, y'all. Gonna drink some Welch's Fruit Punch, 90 milligrams of vitamin C. As you've heard me say in previous videos, I've talked about this. If you're a boater, working on any type of ship, whether you're a merchant marine, whether you're a pirate, if you're gonna be on the water for long periods of time, you gotta have vitamin C. They discovered all the way back in the 1400s that if these guys went out on the water for long periods of time, they developed what you call scurvy. And so what they finally figured out is they would throw oranges and limes and anything with vitamin C they would keep. They would throw them on these ships before they took off to sea. Well, we're gonna be out here a while today, probably several hours. So I brought me the Welch's Fruit Punch. It's got 90 milligrams of vitamin C in it. That's about like eating an orange. It don't happen to people on land. These people go on these carnivore diets and stuff and they're fine. Something about being in a boat and being on the water for a long time. All we got to do now is come across some fish. Good and windy today. Luckily, the wind is coming downriver. Oh, that's on the bluegill. Yeah, we got a fish on a bluegill. Can you believe that? First fish of the day on a dag-blasted bluegill. Yeah. He don't feel too bad either. Of course, you know, they can fool you. They can fool you. But yeah, dag blast, that bluegill was the first one to get bit. Hey, we'll take it. I'll tell you what though, if I see a pattern to it, I'll be putting more bluegill on the hook. I'll slow down my boat as much as I can and yet still be moving because make it easier to get him in here. Yeah, the bluegill hooked up. Bluegill head. You never know what these crazy fish want. I'd rather them eat bluegill because bluegill's a lot easier to find than these skipjacks sometimes. You can always find an old bluegill. Come on up here, Catfish. He wanting to run to the other side of the boat. We'll bring him up here. Yeah, we're pulling these fish up from real deep water, so it takes a while. 75 foot we hooked up here. Takes a while. He's not bad for Watts Bar. Not bad for Watts Bar. Better than the old 2 to 4 pounders you get a lot of. We'll take that fish. There you go. And he's still got that bluegill in his mouth. I can see it. So I'm gonna get that bluegill back. I mean, he tried to swallow that. No, it's in the corner. I've been using these smaller owner circle hooks, and they can be a little difficult to get out. There's just no room to get your finger into the other side of that thing to get leverage. And he's in there good. Don't chew my hand all up now. Let me see if I can grab some pliers here. I've got a hook puller here, but I tell you what, I really ain't figured out how to use the stupid thing. Come on now. No, ouch. I want that bluegill back. Okay, I got it. I might not get that bluegill back. Oh man, he swallowed it. No! He swallowed my bluegill, man. Fish number 1. That was a big bluegill on the first fish. We'll put a smaller one on there. The bluegill. Well, that's it. We know we ain't getting skunked. I believe we got a little bite on the skipjack over there. We do. That's one of them old Watts dinky bar size. Let me see if I can speed the boat up and get away from him. See if we can outrun him. You gonna eat it? He ate it. That one's on the skipjack. Right off the channel ledge. Feels like a smaller one than the first one, just by all the tail kicking going on there. But hey, it's a fish out here. while they're dropping the lake. So I'm happy to see a fish. Come on in here. 74 foot. River's getting a little shallower in this section. Everything's going nice and smooth. No lines getting tangled up. There he is. We'll surf him across the top of the water there. Come on up here. Make your appearance on the Catfish Dave show. Yeah. Come on up here, brother. Just a rolling. That was on a skipjack chunk. A little smaller than the first one. Hooked good, corner of the mouth. Yep, your owner hooks. They've been hooking up pretty good. I have missed a fish or two on them, but there is no hook that you're gonna have a 100% hookup rate on. I like them because they're staying sharp. The tips ain't bending. They're not rusting. I can probably just throw that back on there. What are the water temps? 63. That's actually warm for this time of year. We had a very warm fall, and we're just now starting to get to fall temps, but yeah, they could be a lot colder. They could easily be down to 50 degrees this time of year, but we just haven't had the cold weather. I never got a fall bite this year. It's just now really turning fall, now that fall's going into winter, as far as the temperature goes. Oh shoot, there we go, on the chunk, out in the river channel. He just locked onto it there. Everything just come to a stop. All right, y'all, getting some action, and I'll take some action, because that Cherokee Lake trip was rough. He's coming to the boat, and now he stopped. Nothing on the skipjack head. It's sitting out there all by itself. But we've got it out there just in case that's what something wants. So 1 on the bluegill, 2 on the skipjack. Come on in here. Well, we know we can get hit out in the middle of the river there. Old fat gut fish. That one there could be gas, so see how he's floating on his belly? We'll have to get that out of him, or that fish will die on release. He'll never be able to go back to the bottom. Sometimes they'll degas when I lay them on this cooler, but this one's not doing it. It's definitely air. You can tell how it's tight. Sometimes they look like that with the river mussels. But with the river mussels, it's real rough looking and feeling, and it's looser than that. Stuck him in the bottom of the lip. I'm gonna go ahead and chunk this out, and then I'm gonna gas that fish. Somewhere in here I've got it's actually a type of dragon sinker. and I hardly ever use it. Now, typically, you would want a tube that's hollow, and the air would come out of the center of the tube. As long as I get that down in him and work his belly a little bit, the air will come out. So it don't have to be hollow. So we'll just slide her down in there gently, and he will degas. Did you hear that? We got it. There we go. Now see his stomach's nice and loose. There we go. Put it in there gently. Now he's ready to go. Yeah, he's a fat old fish, but it's loose now. He can swim off. Oh shoot, I done let that board too far. Not paying attention. Well, the fish are definitely seem to be scattered. We're not getting numbers of them all in one spot. We're just getting one here, one there as we move along. When they're concentrated, you could really get on some fast action, but these here today just seem to be scattered out. Oh, I think the head might have got a taste. Yep. There we go. There we go. The head did get a taste. Yeah. Yeah, he's moving. He's a moving. Slap dab out in the middle of the river. So these fish are in scattered mode. That was a big head piece. He's coming to the boat. That's good. That's good. Make it easy. Coming to the boat still. Easing his way along the bottom. That's good. There we go. This is on the big 12-aught Gamakatsu. That's the hook I use on my skipjack heads. Yeah. 4 fish. Maybe this is the better one of the day here. I don't know. I'm not getting a lot of kicking around like I would with the smaller fish. He's feeling okay right now. We'll go ahead and slow the boat down. See what we got here. I'll slow it down to 0.2 just to make it easy. Yeah, when you pull them up from this deep of water too fast, you can definitely gas them up. He's getting close. He's about the size of the bluegill fish, actually. Let me see. Is he bigger? Oh, I believe he's got that other line. He does. Yeah, he's about the size of that bluegill fish. I'll net him before he rolls up that line and makes a big mess. Come on, come on, come on. You get in the net and keep the line out of the net. There we go. Yeah, he's about the size of the, he might be the biggest one weight-wise. He's close to the size of that bluegill fish. Right in the corner. Okay. Hold him up. Yeah. He's probably slightly the heaviest one of the day. Number 4. See how hard it is to get this untangled up here. So braided line can do weird things. Oh, that's on the bluegill. And he stuck. I thought that board come off and he come off, but he stuck. So the bluegill did stay on after that hard hit. And this is 2 on the bluegill. Hey, bluegill is performing just as good as the skipjack today. And you just never know. I've seen days where you couldn't catch squat on bluegill. They're eating it, man. I guess as these waters are cooling down, they know they've got to fatten up for the cooler weather ahead. Smaller one, it's probably the smallest fish of the day. He come right off that ledge up there. It is a fish. Number 5. In a fairly short time. Don't know why I'm landing everything on this side of the boat. I think because the sun's on that other side. Got our bluegill back. Man, how'd he slime that line up? You know what? That really hard bite we had, because there's no way this fish slimed the line up this far up the leader. So that really hard bite we had was a bigger fish, and he slimed this thing this high up from the hook. It was a hard bite. All that crap off there. Yeah, the old bluegill got her done. I'll just throw it back out there. It's still good, I guess. Smaller fish, got some mud on his side. I don't know, that bluegill's looking pretty rough. We'll go ahead and trade him out. He's pretty demolished there. Obviously the bluegill is a legit bait today. And if that's the case, I'll catch some next time I go. I get tired of chasing them skipjack around all the time. Skipjack's got a bounty on their head, and they're $6 a piece in these bait shops. So everybody wears the rivers out trying to sell them. But nobody gets $6 for a bluegill, so there's still plenty of them around. I wouldn't pay $6 for any bait to nobody. That's just a little desperate. And then when you get the skipjack, it's been frozen, so it's not as in good a condition. I quit using frozen bait altogether. The last two videos I done on frozen bait was absolutely terrible. I caught some fresh bait and all of a sudden started getting some nice sized fish again. So yeah, I give up on freezing bait. If I can't get it fresh, I'll just go to the house. Well, that's 5 fish after a kind of rough start to the day. So I'm going to celebrate by eating a piece of cheese. Matter of fact, I might even put it on a cracker. Get a little carbohydrates going on there. I've had these crackers in the vehicle for a while, and you can taste it. Pretty stale there. I might ought to be checking the expiration date on them. Well, I don't know what y'all thought about it, but I'm glad I ate that cheese myself. I'll tell you what, y'all, just for something different, let's throw a suspended bait on here. We'll throw just one. I have to go ahead and get this one in. This bottom is staying fairly consistent, so we can suspend a bait somewhere and just see if anything hits it. I'm going slow enough to suspend bait. Going too fast, you can't do it, but we can do it today. I've got plenty of bait. I could suspend one off either side of the boat, but they kind of get in the way when you're landing these other fish. Just kind of a hassle. This is the smallest one of the day. I'm just going to boat flip him over the back. Now that's a true Watt stinky bar fish right there. There is no shortage of these around here. How'd you get that like that? There we go. Open that old beak and I'll get it out of there. Thank you. Yeah, got a little mud on his side. Watt stinky bar size. I do not like that hook, so we're gonna, I guess it's okay. It's not offset enough. I did not, they offset the hook, but then they align the barb back with the shaft, and that's not how you do it. The barb should be to where if I rub that on the hand, it should catch my hand, either one side or the other, and this won't. Because they gave it the appearance of being offset, but then the actual point is pointed back towards the shaft, which is just stupid lack of common sense. Let me go ahead and grab the other one that's got a good hook on it. It's one of them cheap hooks, but it's got a good design. It is properly offset. You can see that the point is not in a line with the shaft. So they did this one right, so we'll use this one. I'll get to working on that other one. There we go. The design of those cheap hooks, Daiichi copies, is great. I mean, they've got the best hookup out of any hook I've ever used. It's just the quality of metal is so bad, I got tired of messing with them. But we got them on the suspended rod here. I'm gonna drop down. And I guess this could technically get in the way of a fish, reeling it in, but we hit the bottom. Ooh, that's a muddy bottom because the sinker sucked down, so give it another turn and a half. I'll just keep an eye on my depth here. That'll tell me if I should raise it or lower it. We'll run it out there for a little while. Oh. There goes a bass boat. I hope he's got some vitamin C on that boat so he don't get the scurvy. You don't want the scurvy out here. We got a little nibble there on the suspended rod. Fish grabbed the bait, picked it up. Now he's kind of up in the water column. He's on there. He's on there. He's swimming away from the boat. Swimming away from the boat. Swimming away. There we go. Yeah. There we go on the suspended rod. Every rod gets to catch a fish out here today. And it's why I came to this lake. I got frustrated by the way old Cherokee Lake done me. And you can get on some action out here. No doubt about it. Old blue cat on the suspended rod. Yeah. How good are you hooked? Good enough to get you up? Yes, sir. Popped one on the suspended bait. Yeah, there we go. Old dinky blue on the suspended bait. You're guaranteed to catch some fish here. That's why I came here. Yeah, this is a pretty easy lake to fish. Now there's some rough parts in it, but for the most part, there's a lot of draggable water that you can go up this thing and not get hung up all day long. And the fish are just here. Now you don't catch giants here. The biggest fish I've ever caught out of this lake was 62. And every other lake around here, I've caught a bigger fish than that out of. This one here, don't like to put out those 50-pound and up fish too often. But it's a good place to get fish. The numbers are here. And it's just an easy day of catfishing. It's easier to catch fish here than Cherokee, than Fort Loudon, easier than Chickamauga, easier than Nickajack. Now you're going to start seeing your bigger fish down in Nickajack. Less numbers, but that's all the way down in Chattanooga. And I honestly didn't have enough cheese to make it all the way down to Chattanooga. Well, all right, y'all, the bites have slowed down. Getting into this mid-afternoon slump. I'm not going to spend a lot of time out here today, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the boat around, and we're going to drag this big flat over here on the way back to the ramp, just to see if it picks up any, getting up on that flat. It will get the sun out of the camera. All right, y'all, we're pulling downwind and this boat is wanting to stay all cockeyed, so I'm going to throw the old drift sock out. This is a really, really big drift sock here. That first one I bought just didn't cut it. This one here will do it. This one here is actually too big. but it will definitely straighten the boat out. Definitely so. We won't have no trouble keeping the boat straight with this. Y'all, I'm going to have to cut a bunch of rope off this drift sock because, yeah, this is too much. I'll do that at another time. We'll just wrap her up on here somewhere. And we're hooked up on the flat. I believe this is on the head piece. And I'm moving pretty good here too. He feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm moving pretty good to make up for the wind. I got a feeling this one's going to get in some lines. I don't want to slow the boat down because then it's going to get all cockeyed in the wind here. Yeah, the old head got nailed up here on this flat. 33 foot. This is feeling decent so far. I want to keep him out of the old drift sock. Keep him out of the old drift sock. Yeah. Stay up out of that old drift sock. The old head piece. Yeah. This might be the biggest one of the day here. He's staying up under the boat there. There he goes. He's decent. Decent for this lake. That is the biggest one of the day. All right. Take that right there. Well, he's on her. He's fired up. Fired up. Hooked him up in the shallower water. He's fired up. Well, it's not super shallow, 30 foot or so. Yeah. There we go. We got one off the flat. Oh! Yep, he's the heaviest of the day. He's got mud down his side. Sure does. Oh. Oh! Chomped down on. Oh, he done it again. Mean old fish, man. Yeah, he's the biggest one of the day. Straighten that old tail out. Yeah. We'll take him. Mean old fish. Grunting at me. Well, all right, y'all. That's why you experiment. On Cherokee Lake, I could not get one this shallow or on a flat. Oh, shoot. That's on that head piece again. Might should be pulling all heads up on this flat. Yeah. Don't feel like a big one, but he swallowed a head. He hit it hard. Yeah. Yeah. They seem to be liking the heads all of a sudden. They seem to be a lot ornerier when you catch them up here in this depth. Also got mud on him too. Got mud on his side. now. There we go. Yeah, he's got mud back towards his tail there. Like I say, they'll lay in the mud as this water cools down. Get me a little more vitamin C. Been out here a couple hours, I can feel that scurvy starting to kick in. Don't want the scurvy out here. Oh, shit. Yeah, we're hooked up. And we about got hooked up on the bluegill. Yep. Turning the boat to go over some of this humpy bumpy stuff. And we got nailed. Boy, that's a loud motor, making all kind of racket. Here we go. And this was on a chunk instead of a head. He came close to getting in that other line. Woo! That trolling motor racket will drive you crazy. Let me slow it down. Yeah. See what we got here. Another fish with mud on it. Not a bad one. Yep, these smaller hooks, a little tougher to get out. Get that thing in there. There we go. Yeah, another fish with mud on it. Don't get all bent up looking. Yeah. All right, y'all. That's plenty of fish for this video. My ramp is right over here. Yeah, I had a hard time on Cherokee Lake. A lot of tough stuff going on. Cooling temperatures, low flow in the reservoirs, dropping reservoirs. Yeah, it's been a weird one, so I figured I would come to where I knew I had my most potential at hooking up, which is this lake right here. Every rod got hit today. They were everywhere. Caught them deep, caught them up on a flat, as long as we were around some structure on the flat. But yeah, the biggest fish actually came up on the flat, so hey, that's good enough for this one. This is a video. There was fish in the video. That makes the fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one, signing out.